Hi Pisces, I hope you guys are doing great today. So I know I did the last 2 weeks of September last week, but I got a lot of people emailing me about giving more information on this Mercury retrograde. So I figured, okay, I'll just slide in another reading. It's not going to be quite as long, but let's see what other messages we can get for you guys. And as far as the astrology goes, remember that Mercury retrograde is happening in that 8th house for you guys. So it's happening in the 8th house. It's also squaring Pluto in the 11th. So with Mercury retrograde in that the 8th house has to do with cycles. It has to do with merging. It has to do with intimacy, shared finances. For some of you, inheritance, taxes, loans, assets. For some of you, property, or maybe even some kind of joint venture or goal, maybe your partner's money, right? So with Mercury retrograde there, it could be this reassessing, reevaluating, kind of going over, reflecting, reconsidering, something going on having to do with something that's cyclical. Some of you might even be just reassessing your investments, reassessing how much you engage in the stock market, because the 8th house is also represents the stock market. Now, at the same time, and it's still happening in Libra and in that 8th house, so also in there is going to be the Sun as well as Mars. Now, what's cool about what's going on with them is that the Sun and Mars are kind of creating this sort of grand trine to Saturn, which is in your 12th house of your subconscious, and your 4th house. So it's this 8th, 12th, and 4th house that's kind of lit up. The Gemini North Node is in that 4th house of home, and some sort of gift is going to be going on in there. But remember now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and so is Virgo, and Virgo rules your 7th house. So just know that whatever's going on having to do with home, having to do with relationship, or anything having to do with contracts, there's going to be a lot of renegotiating, revisiting. This isn't bad. It just means that there's going to be some revisiting to these ideas. So some of you may be in this space where you might be thinking about a relationship or a connection that you were in, or a job that you've been involved in, and you may be rethinking your strategy and how to actually roll it out moving forward. Others of you, to be honest with you, to see this 8th house, 12th house, 4th house, some of you may be deeply thinking about your living situation, where it is that you are living. How do you feel about living there? Some of you may be thinking about moving, maybe doing some work to wherever it is that you live. But there's going to be a lot of fiery energy there, because there's Sun, which is fire, and Mars, which is fire. In that 8th house, it's going to be lighting up this trine here between Saturn, right? Saturn rules Capricorn. It's a very earth energy. And then that Gemini energy is air, right? So we have some earth, right? But we have this air with fire. There's more fire than anything else. So you're going to be feeling very focused on bringing yourself a firm foundation is really going to be very important to you at this point. You want to get into the right situation with the right person, whether it's a relationship, friendship, work situation, whatever it is. And I feel like a lot of you may be in the space of feeling a little disheartened about relationships, right? Because you do have Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, transiting your 5th house right now, as well as Virgo is sitting in your 7th house, which is ruled by Mercury. So as this Mercury retrograde, you may be in the space of rethinking, reevaluating, sort of doing recursive problem solving, recognizing why certain things didn't happen in the past, why things rolled out the way that they did. But I feel like in the same way, at the same time, you're going to be very focused on actually pushing your life forward. So it's a very interesting kind of swapping out of energies, I feel like, for our Virgo friends. Wow, we're starting out with the Tower. Check out this deck. It's just magnificent. It really is the mystical moment tarot, for those of you who are readers. Right? She's hugging it. Don't go, don't go. I'm not ready for you to go. But it's Mars, and Mars says, this is not good for you. We need to revamp things here. There's a necessary surrender that needs to happen through destruction and then enlightenment, right? And that's right where you are right now, because this represents you right now, Pisces. And I love this for you, because I feel like so many of you are just changing in exponential ways. Honestly, there's nothing better, and there's nothing at the same time more challenging than an internal Tower moment. So where we have these epiphanies, where we realize, like, I just can't keep doing that anymore. I'm going to keep getting what I got, right? If I keep doing what I did, I'm going to keep getting what I got. That kind of thing. But it doesn't even have to be so grandiose. It could just simply be like, I don't want that result in friendships, work situations, whatever. So I'm going to make some really beautiful changes in myself. At the same time, maybe I'm going to put my foot down and have healthier boundaries with the people that I allow in my life at the same time. Now, while you're doing that, though, the challenge here for you is showing up is the Six of Wands. So you may be feeling very challenged in being able to have really healthy conversation, maybe with a person, a situation. This could be a family member, a friend, an intimate person, where you feel like you're able to communicate how it is that you're really feeling and have it be well received. So that could be really sort of challenging for you, right, in the moment. And in the same way, it's sort of like, all right, it's this energy of retreating after you feeling like just something's not working out. Now, you may have a lack of confidence in the moment. I don't feel like it's going to last, because the Six of Wands in this challenge position is a minor arcana. I feel like that whatever has happened is making you question yourself in a particular way. It's not necessarily bad, though, Pisces. It's not. I mean, this is how we grow. So something that's challenging that maybe is sort of like dinging your self-confidence, or dinging your ability to feel really confident and secure in whatever it is that you're dealing with, is actually pushing you to change in very positive ways that are going to end up benefiting you later on. Yeah, so I feel like coming into this energy, we have the moon. So dealing with certainly some disappointment. So the disappointment, if it had to do with a relationship, feeling like somebody really let you down, really thinking that things could have gone in a better direction and they didn't. You know, that's really the moon energy, you know. It's dealing with those emotions of confusion and disappointment, you know, and not really trusting that the relationship could actually work. That's pushing you into this place of acceptance, right? But it could really create an energy of emotional vulnerability, and this could also have included like the idea of feeling some sort of not only confusion and crisis of faith, but maybe some sort of illusion. You were feeling like some sort of illusion going on here. There's some of you in the same way, if it has to do with where you're living, you may be feeling disillusioned about where you're living right now, or you might be even having second thoughts about a move that you're either about to make or that you did make, or some sort of home improvement project that's turning out to be a lot more money than you originally thought. You know, so this could be like where you were in the recent past. Some of you are just like, I'm not sure if it's worth it. Not sure if it's worth it. Even if this has to do with career or money, again, this is like, is it worth it? You might achieve a goal. But was it worth it, right? Emotions run high, maybe with your colleagues or with your boss, and you might feel like you need to protect yourself from people's nasty energy. Even if money matters is stable, you want a lot more satisfaction than just the paycheck, than just saying you're going to work, than just saying you're doing A, B, and C. You're really ready, very ready to truly be happy and enjoy your life. Now, we have the basis of the situation that's working with the Hangman. Hangman is Neptune, which is your ruler. Here we have Temperance. So Temperance is about balance, cooperation. For a lot of you, this is reconciliation, particularly because we have Mercury retrograde here in that 8th house, which is a relationship energy and a business energy. So you might find that you're reconnecting with somebody that you did business at one point with, reconnecting with somebody that you were in a relationship with, or at least heavily thinking about it. This person may be very heavy in your energy. Now, the Temperance energy is indicative of a new level of trust and patient cooperation being had after a really difficult time period. If this has to do with those of you who are single, you may find yourself very energetically or spiritually pulled towards a partner, you know, very intense energy, I do have to say. Now, if this has to do with work, you know, you might be dealing with very challenging personalities at work where, you know, there's this energy of either too aggressive or too sensitive, or maybe both at the same time. There's a lot of patience and cooperation is necessary. It's going to go a long way, but that's really what needs to go on here. And also, if this does have to do with money, watch out for your outgoing finances, your incoming and your outgoing. Just make sure that there's a nice balance there. Now, in numerology, this is connected to the Hierophant energy, which is a marriage card, which is committed partnership, but it's also connected to the idea of expectations and the need to conform. So what's expected, and how would somebody need to conform in order to stay sort of within healthy boundaries in that relationship, in that business situation? Now, that could be regarding you, could be regarding them, a little bit of both of you guys coming to some sort of agreement, or you and a group of people, however it's manifesting. But because this is working with the Hangman, I love this card, right? It's the zipper, and on the other side, it's blue sky, but with some clouds, which in tarot represents some sort of issue. So she's like, okay, if I relax and let myself kind of unzip this, am I going into a space where it's full of issues and clouds? Like, am I going to end up martyring myself for a particular situation in order to make it work, right? And so you may be in this space where you're very in touch with, you know, your own energy, quite frankly. You know what I'm saying? Very kind of, especially because we just had that full moon in you, right? We still have Neptune in you, and this is in your first house of self. So you may be in this space where it's like, I don't know, if I do that, am I going to end up sacrificing myself? Am I going to end up, like, because Neptune is a very sacrificial energy. It really is. It's very giving. It's very dreamy, but it's also very sacrificial, and it's confusing. It's a very smoke and mirrors energy. You know, it's a lot of things. A lot of the planets are a lot of things. But when we're talking about the Hangman, it's like, press the pause button. Don't do anything, because you're trying to figure out how somebody thinks. You're trying to figure out what is the real deal going on here. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know if this is worth it. I'm not sure. And a lot of you are going to be in this space where you are, on the one hand, you're looking to balance out a situation, but you're just not sure if it's the right thing for you, which is, to me, very healthy, because you're being more responsive than you are reactive here. It does seem, according to the cards coming out. Now, what is the advice? The advice is the Eight of Swords. The advice is to look at where you feel limited, where you feel trapped. Where are you thinking things are never going to change? Where do you find yourself saying that, telling yourself that narrative? Things are always going to be like this. They're never going to change. It's always going to be like this. You know, I'm not sure I even belong in this situation anymore. I'm not even sure where I belong. I don't know. You know, should I stay in this job? Should I still live here? Should I stay in this relationship? Should I still hold on to that one? Should I just let that one go? I don't, you know, what's I don't know. Back and forth. So it's for some of you. Now, for others of you, the Eight of Swords could even mean doing some sort of rehab. So if you know that you have some sort of situation that you're battling with, first of all, be kind to yourself. If you're dealing with that, I always say that, you know, Pisces energy, Scorpio energy, you guys are among the two signs, you know, and not only you, right? I mean, we all have Pisces, we all have Scorpio in us somewhere. We all do. The same way, Pisces in the sixth house doesn't have to be the sun. That's a tricky one, right? Scorpio in the sixth is tricky as well. So these are, you know, these are things that we have to look at also in the 12th house, right? So I don't want you to feel like I'm picking on you. I'm not at all. But, you know, where the Pisces and Scorpio and Pluto, where these energies hang out, there is a higher tendency for there to be some sort of self-sabotaging behaviors going on. And it doesn't only mean to substances, right? I mean, it could be gambling. It could be to shopping, sex. You know, sometimes several of these things all at once, you know, whatever it is. But the Eight of Swords is very supportive in that you get to a point where you feel like the trappedness is so great, and the anxiety starts to build to such a point where you're recognizing, like, if I don't make a change here, the change is not going to happen. So you need a lot of determination to pull yourself out of a way of being, even if it means swallowing your pride or needing to reach out for help to rehab from a situation. You know, maybe, you know, there could be a food addiction or an eating disorder or, again, you know, alcohol, drugs, anything like that. it's just being super honest with yourself. I mean, it's coming up as the advice. So this is, part of what it can mean for some of you. For others of you, this could be you recognizing and being asked to recognize, rather, where do you feel trapped in a situation or by an energy, right? Some of you may feel very trapped just in the simple memories of somebody, and that's so difficult, right? When you want to just get past somebody and it's like, that energy is just like always on you and you can't wash it off. It's difficult, right? It's difficult. But, Spirit is saying to really call that out and shine a light on it. Now, we have an energy that's external to you that's dealing with the Five of Cups energy. So this is not you. This is an energy external to you that are experiencing loss and sadness and feeling like something ended before they felt ready for it to end. So this could have to do with someone that you were dealing with, obviously, in a relationship, in some sort of financial arrangement, maybe even a friend. Maybe you had a falling out with a friend. And they'll be okay, right? It is a minor arcana. They'll be able to move on. But it's like they're very focused on the negative of something right now without recognizing the beauty of the situation at the same time, right? She's paying attention to the 3 flowers that have fallen off, that are sort of, floating away in the water, or the emotions, not recognizing over her left shoulder these 2 flowers that are still connected. So somebody may be in the space of feeling very sort of down about something not working out. And it could be because they may be hanging out waiting to see, first of all, how you feel about them. Again, because the Hangman energy could also mean that. It's like you're hanging out to wait to see how somebody feels about you. Or somebody else may be hanging out to wait to see how you feel about them. But then it comes up to the bigger question, is whatever waiting is going on here, is it worth it? It might be. I don't know. I don't know what else is aspecting your chart. But you're at least asking this question, right? Now, your challenge is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is you're being challenged by some sort of proposal here. So Knight of Cups, this could also indicate maybe you're struggling right now, where you're dealing with unrealistic expectations having to do with that relationship, that business situation, whatever it is. And those unrealistic expectations are actually getting in your way, because it's like you can see in your mind's eye the way you think things should be, but you might not be working with all the information, or you may only be working from your end and not the end of the other person, right? That kind of thing. It could be that. This could also be not have anything to do with that. Maybe you're being challenged by maybe an offer coming in on your home, or an offer being accepted on a home that you're trying to get, right? It could certainly be that. But you also want to make sure that you're not too caught up in something being very like idealistic, Pisces, because what can happen here is you can fall victim. And I know a lot of you are like, hell no, girl, not anymore, right? But I'm just saying this because this is what the card does mean. Somebody who seems pretty perfect, very idealistic, where they're coming out, oh, I want the same thing as you, da-da-da. Yes, let's, I want to get married, I want to have kids, I want to live in this place, I want to do da-da-da, all that. But they might be stuck behind a false persona. So you have to make sure that that person's able to actually drop the act of who they really are. Or if you're meeting an energy and you're saying all of these things just because you want to move on with your life, not that there's any malice involved on either end, whatever's going on, but you just want to make sure that you take your time if you're dealing with a new energy. And I'm not even saying for only relationship. This is even friendship. This could even be certainly a business situation. You just want to make sure that people are walking their talk when that comes up as the challenge. Now we have the Page of Wands, which is in the near future, which is really nice, right? This is about expressing yourself. This is good news coming in about any project that requires negotiation, a very busy time at work. This can bring a new offer. And I always say with this energy, though, it might not be exactly what it is that you would really like in your heart's desire, right? The status or the glitter or the glam of a position, a job, an offer, something may not be what you would like or expect, but it's still going to appeal to you in some way. Okay, in some way. And also, because this card does indicate, please read the fine print, I would say that anyway, you guys know that because Mercury's retrograde, Gemini is sitting in that 4th house. So especially if you are signing any paperwork having to do with a home, definitely anything like that. Anything having to do with any possession that you might be buying, because Taurus is in your 3rd house, which is the home of Gemini. Yeah, okay. Definitely any kind of contract, right? Because you have Virgo, which is also ruled by Mercury in your 7th house of contracts. And I do want to say, this is going to resonate with some of you. Oh my gosh, what is it called? The paper that you sign before you get married to protect yourself. All right, girl, you know what? Listen, I'm Gemini sun. This is Mercury retrograde. It's kicking my behind. Even in pre-shadow, I can't even tell you what's been going on with me in the past week and a half. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. The paper that you signed to protect yourself. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. It'll come to me. It'll come to me, and I'll just blurt it out of nowhere. But yeah, anyway, don't be afraid of that. Now, going on to this, the final outcome energy. Another reason why I'm saying this is because we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is actually great energy. This is about family, maturity, and deepening commitment. This is like, let's get married, let's buy a house, let's open a business. It's about shared values, property, legacy, inheritance, all this beautiful, beautiful stuff. Mercury in Virgo. Very, very nice energy. I like it a lot. I'm laughing myself. I can't. Please put it in the comments. Silly me, silly me. We have King of Pentacles. Okay. So there's a lot of conversation about security, not security. There's a lot of conversation about this. I feel like. Oh, we got that High Priestess. I love this High Priestess energy in here. Okay. Let me pull one more. King of Wands. Pisces, I almost feel like you're all right, well, let me read these, right? So clarifying the beautiful 10 of Pentacles, we have the King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles is a nice energy. It's generous. It's hardworking. But this is somebody who has no patience for anyone who's looking to take what's his. So whether this is money or whether this is somebody who's coming in and trying to change him, which is exactly what I'm trying to come up with this one. What the hell is it called? Oh my gosh. I don't have words. Me, my silly double Gemini here that I am. Oh my gosh. So anyway, we have the King of Pentacles. This is like, look, I'll pay for this, but I'm not paying for that, or I'll pay for this, but I need you to sign this thing. So you know what I mean? So just to protect yourself. I just feel this energy of you wanting to protect yourself in some way. Even if you don't have things that you wouldn't even feel like you need to sign over. I feel like you're in this place of wanting to protect yourself. Clarifying that King of Pentacles, we have the Three of Cups, which is a very abundant circle of support kind of energy. It's a really good energy for new relationship, excellent energy for creation, beautiful for business, for relationship, for friendship, really nice. But you're drawing a line in the sand, which I really like. I really like that a lot. And then we have, clarifying that, we have the King of Wands. So King of Wands, again, you want to be a free spirit, right? You want to express your ideas. You want to go after what you want. You want to do that. Again, but you just want to be careful that, because look at this. We got two King of Wands here. Two. We got the female and we have the male. Both. They mean the same thing. But the fact that we have two, this highlights it for me. This is a huge highlight. You are very, for some reason, Pisces, I am getting here from these cards that there's something that you're too focused on needing to be perfect. Now, whether it's like you feel like you're not perfect enough and you're feeling very vulnerable and insecure because you're scared, or somebody else is not like fitting the bill enough. You being very, very critical. And that could be for several reasons. Maybe it's just based on your past experience, or maybe, you're just scared of getting hurt again, or whatever it is, but it's like something needs to be a particular way because you're very focused on feeling very safe and secure. And having that conversation, because this is the Queen of Cups, is Gemini and Cancer energy. This is having very intuitive, first of all, and having a very high emotional intelligence, not afraid of intimacy, and not afraid to sit down and say exactly what it is that you want, need, and desire to feel safe and secure in this relationship. Clarifying that is the Chariot. The Chariot's like, look, I'm like, you're very determined to get the hell away from anything that's toxic. So for some of you, this is just moving away. Some of you literally moving away. The Chariot could literally be that. Others of you, this is quick changes in progress in a business situation, pushing it forward, bringing something to fruition that you've been working on, because you're really focused on allowing yourself to create this sort of safe space. I do see really nice things going on for business with you, for sure, having to do with career or job, being able to manifest something, or at least getting something moving in the right direction. I really do like that. But as far as relationships go, again, away from toxicity. Now, we have the High Priestess energy, and that's being clarified by the Five of Pentacles and the other King of Wands here. So this is very interesting to me because the High Priestess does have to do with the moon. You see the moon is there. She's sort of hiding behind the curtains, and she's dealing with her emotions here. The waters represent her whole dress is made up of her emotions. She's not disclosing everything. So it's something that she's not sharing, that she's not opening up about. And she's not opening up about this Five of Pentacle energy, where there may be this feeling like this, you might be afraid, right? We're not really talking about it because of very internal energy, feeling like either your resources are tested, you're fearing financial issues that you may not be talking about. You may be fearing losing the security of your home, but others of you may be dealing with the pain and the aftermath of a breakup. In some sort of painful situation having to do with that you're not really talking about. And clarifying that, we have again the King of Wands, this idea of perfectionism, this idea of wanting to be free, speaking your mind. You just really want to be you want to be free. But I feel like this is working with some kind of pain that you've been experiencing, Pisces. Some sort of pain from something that didn't work out. Now that could be a relationship, that could be a business situation, maybe a little bit of both, something like that. Let's pull some cards for those of you in separation. I'm just going to do 3, 3, and 3. So I'm going to do 3 of the in separation cards. Okay, 3 of the Island Time Wellness. And 3 of the Homemade Oracles. My memories of you haunt me and keep me thinking about what could have been. So this could be you towards them towards you. You guys towards each other. Remember, the relationship energies are always deeply enmeshed. And then we have Love Call. Wouldn't be surprised here. Would not be surprised at all. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. And clarifying that, you show me a stability and security I have never known. Moving on, I still feel your energy around me. I never believed in these things before. I do now. Clarifying that is Hammer. Sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistently working on it. I'm insanely attracted to you. So there's a lot of attraction going on here. You were my sanctuary. You were the only person I could confide in, and I betrayed your trust. Clarifying that is Twin Flames. Wait, we don't need to explain that, do we? Coupling, complementing each other. Clarifying that, I know I lack balance, but it's not so easy to look at. So that is what we have there. It does seem like there is this energy of wanting to reach out. But I don't know if it'll happen now, you know. But it does seem like somebody else is sort of swimming around in your energy for sure, who still has deep feelings for you and some regret. That's what we have here, my friends. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next time. All right, take care now. Bye-bye.